What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Randy here with LOTR Mobile Gaming, bringing you a fantastic video today. We are playing the Lord of the Rings Rise to War, and in today's video we are talking about Yusraa. We are here testing a level 43 Yusraa with pretty substantial gear on. We're running the R10 Respect 10 unique item on her, which is her daggers, of course. So let's walk through the Yusraa build, then we will stress test her and see how it plays out, okay? Now, first things first, this entire build is based on her Respect level 10 twin daggers. These twin daggers allow her evil men units to have a high probability to double strike for the first 3 rounds of the fight if you are using exclusively evil men in your army, okay? And just to follow up, since I'm running strong weapons on her, I decided to put the best gear that I have on her. So I am running the Great Plate of the East, which is again some more bonuses for evil men, okay? It's got the hazard training, which reduces the damage I take for the first 2 instances as well. I'm also running the Easterling helm. Now this helmet is highly debatable. I've seen a lot of arguments for a speed-based helmet, but I can tell you after testing that the speed to damage ratio from Interrogator is not quite as nice as you might like. So I opted to go with anti-stun and some defense, okay? And then for the accessory here, I think Fiddle of the Eldest is super duper strong with bullets because it's going to give her a chance to attack before opponents such as Witch King or Gandalf the Grey with their Convener ability, which gives their units automatically initiative for the first 2 rounds. So now Yusraa will be able to trigger initiative for the first 4 rounds of the fight and get her damage out quicker from our army, okay? For the build itself, like I said, there have been some arguments about a speed-based build. I did run a build previously, which I should have made a video of while leveling her, which was about 290 plus speed. The problem is I just wasn't satisfied with the amount of sacrifices I had to make on my gear for overall damage and survivability in order to obtain that speed, okay? It didn't pan out. Now, the build we're running is going to be focused on the Easterling tree and the Interrogator tree. Any additional points you have, you want to maximize hunt down, okay? This build is not about Yusraa dealing damage. This build is about maximizing your units' damage dealt for the first 3 rounds with their potential double strikes, okay? So everything you do is going to be based on that philosophy, okay? The Easterling is going to be a debuff against the enemy. Evil Alliance is good survivability, okay? The Iron Guard is good survivability. Into the Interrogator tree here in round 3, 6, and 9, you're going to see her apply this damage debuff for like 150% plus or minus, depending on your speed. This is modified by the speed. And I believe, I'm trying to remember, I believe 4 speed equals 1 damage. Bear with me. I actually was talking about this with my buddy Jay Mills here the other day. Okay, so yes. Here's the deal. I did test this with an 100 additional speed on the build. For every additional 4 speed, you gain 1% bonus damage on Interrogator. So I basically increased the damage bonus on the Interrogator by 25%. The problem is this only applies in rounds 3, 6, and 9 until the buffs drop off in rounds 4, 7, and 10, okay? Then when you're selecting your skills, you're going to want to select the stun from restraint prior to laceration. You want this stun to trigger in round 4, hopefully overlapping with the Interrogator leftover buff from round 3. Then you want laceration to also trigger in round 4, which will again hopefully overlap with the Interrogator debuff from round 3 before it expires. The whole point is to get this laceration tick in when they have this 150% increased damage buff, okay? That's the whole point. So you want to hit that because the first 3 rounds your damage is going to be enormous from double strikes, and round 4 your damage is going to drop off a cliff unless you can get that laceration stack on nice, okay? So now that you've seen the build, let's talk about the units real quick. I am running a fairly mixed build of evil men. The Corsairs' burn damage will not trigger laceration. Okay, so that's interesting to know that. The Halberdiers and the Dragoons will trigger a laceration. But we're basically just looking for high damage, okay? So, We are going to attack this 230 power tile right now. Stress test. We're going to see how this plays out. Hopefully it plays out in our favor. I am super duper excited. Happy Monday, fun day, folks. Let's rock and roll. Sorry for not posting videos over the weekend, by the way. I was working out of town. Didn't really have, it was a night job for the past 5 days, so I didn't have a whole lot of access to all of my stuff. But I'm back, baby. We're back. Yeah. Here we go, Yusraa. Here we go, baby. Give me the win. Give me the W. Here it is. Here it is. It's a draw. Wasn't a win. Okay. We fought against the Undying. Let's see how she did. Let's see what happened here. I don't know if this is the right amount of damage output I was expecting or not. Fairly strong. Wow, because with the evasion, this probably really jacked me up. Disheartened here, so this Undying is running a fairly strong anti-army build. He's also running some damage, which is interesting. All right, let's see how this played out. So the Undying himself did 68k damage. He neutered my army, right? He probably avoided all the first 4 instances of damage from the Undying. Let's take a look. That's a good stress test. That was a good stress test. I'm not upset about that. Okay, here in round 1, ladies and gentlemen, we do have the Blitz. Yusraa attacking Mountain Trolls. Mountain Trolls did dodge the first damage instance. Now they have their stats reduced by the Easterling. Dragoons coming in. No double strike there. Okay, the Corsairs with no double strike. Oh my goodness, I got no double strikes in round 1. All of the damage was avoided in round 1 with no double strikes. This is a good example, guys, of a good stress test, okay? Here's Yusraa with her fantastic Easterling tree damage mitigation, right? Here in round 2, folks, we're going to come in hot and heavy. We got a double strike from the Halberdiers. They did hit the Mountain Trolls. Pew, pew, pew. Okay. Then the Dragoons coming in with an attack and not a double strike. Okay, they did not trigger their avoidance. And then here in round 2, the Corsairs also did not trigger a double strike, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. Okay, here in round 3, let's see if I can trigger some double strikes. So check this out. Here is the Interrogator debuff, right, with my current speed. Again, this was up at like 169 or something with my speed that was 100% higher. Yusraa coming in. Dragoons, no double strike. Corsairs with a double strike against the Mountain Trolls. Pew, pew, pew. The Halberdiers with no double strike. So, guys, we are looking at a total of 2 double strikes for this fight. 3 double strikes, because each one of my units got 1 double strike over 3 rounds, okay? Not super nice. This isn't how the build is supposed to pan out. All right. Here in round 4, Blitz is still affecting all of my units. The Crushers and the Mountain Trolls are now afflicted by stun. The Mountain Trolls are now afflicted by lacerations, and they are still under the effect of this Interrogator damage bonus here. So the Mountain Trolls are receiving 144% increased damage now that they've been stunned with laceration. Oh yeah, there we go. There's a laceration tick right there for 4118. Okay, from the Halberdiers auto attack of almost 14k. Then we have the Dragoons coming in, hitting the Mountain Trolls for another bleed tick of 4k. Okay, increasing my damage there for the next few turns. Here we go into round 5. I believe the bleed damage was snapshotted, so it should still apply. Yep, there it is. Another bleed tick on the Mountain Trolls. Okay. Another bleed tick, so now we're up to a total of 16,500 damage from the bleed ticks over 2 rounds. It's not super crazy amazing, but it's still pretty decent, okay? And we will have, here we go, another Interrogator trigger right there. Look at that. Okay. Mountain Troll, some more ticks, guys. We're getting more ticks here. The Corsairs, the Dragoons, the Halberdiers. Okay, look at that. The counterattack from the Halberdiers triggered one. So now we're at a total of 3 more triggers right here in round 6. How interesting is that, huh? So, okay. I mean, guys, to recap, okay, let's just recap real quick here. I want to take a look. Yusraa did come in hot and heavy. She fought against the Undying, who is a fairly strong anti-unit commander. The Undying was able to avoid all of my damage in round 1 and portions of my damage in round 2. Okay, in addition to that, he was reducing my unit's damage by 21%. So, to you I say, this stress test shows me the viability of this build. It shows that it definitely is interesting. It shows that I should probably be using an accessory that gives a pursuit buff. But Blitz is useful in its own right, okay? So, interesting. We'll be doing some PvP with this build very, very soon. I'm going to get her to level 45 later today, throw her in the mix, and get some pew-pew on, okay? So, thanks for watching, folks. I love you a long time. Randy out.